Hi, welcome to Dissolve Chemistry. Let us continue our discussion on this some basic concepts in chemistry. In the previous video, we have discussed regarding classification of matter. In the present video, we will discuss regarding properties of the matter. Okay. So, first thing I want to clear you that why we should study the properties of the matter. See, once if you know the property of the matter, okay. Say for example, you take water, right? So what are its property? If you know, then what you can do is you can make utilization of that as per your requirement. Like any substance, if you take, and once you come to know the properties of that matter, so therefore we can make utilization or we can use it. Say for example, iron is there. If you know the property of the iron that it is having high strength, okay, and it is durable and hard, so therefore we are using that for various purposes, like in the construction or like in building of the different materials, that we can make utilization for different purposes. So that is possible only when you know the properties of the matter to explore it as per our requirement, or how we can get the applications from that. Okay, so for that reason you have to study the properties of the matter. These properties we are going to categorize into two types. One we call it as what? Physical properties. And second one we call it as what? Chemical properties. Both are very important for us to get the desired properties or to alter its properties. Okay, we must know both physical as well as chemical properties. Now, what do you mean by these physical properties? Okay, the properties which we can observe or we can visualize or we can measure without altering the composition of the matter. Say, for example, you want to know the melting point of ice. Okay, so once you melt that ice, you will get liquid water. Do you find any change in the chemical composition of water? No, there is no change in the chemical composition. Okay, so same way, water you boil it, you will get vapors. Is there any change in the chemical composition from liquid to vapor phase? No, because in vapor phase also you will see H2O, in the liquid form also you will see H2O, in the solid form also you will see in the H2O. So such properties which we can observe without altering the chemical composition of the matter, we call it as what? Physical properties. What are those properties? Say for example, odor you can take. If I smell any compound is having characteristic odor. If I take the smell, there is no change in the composition of the matter. Okay, color you can take. So then when I observe the color, is there any change in the color? Is it going to change its color? No. So it will remain as it is. So therefore that is also physical property. Melting point, boiling point, density, all these properties we call it as what? Physical properties which we can visualize or which we can observe without alteration in the chemical nature of the matter. That we call it as what? Physical properties. Next, chemical properties. Chemical properties, generally it involves what? How it is going to behave with other matter. Okay, suppose if I take a piece of iron, how it is going to behave with moist air. Okay, how it is going to behave with oxygen. How it is going to behave when I interact with acid. How it is going to behave when I interact with base. So all that is going to lead to what? Suppose if I treat with moist air, then what happens? It will undergo corrosion and it will form iron oxide. So chemical composition has changed or not? So therefore we call it as what? Chemical property. Its chemical composition is completely changed after reaction. Okay, and such properties we call it as what? Chemical properties. Same iron, if I treat, if I dissolve it, if you take HCl and if you dissolve, iron will get dissolved in that. Now suppose you take sodium metal, you bring in contact with water. Okay, sodium metal, when you treat with water, okay, so then what you will be getting? Sodium hydroxide, aqueous solution, and hydrogen gas is liberated. See, the composition of chemical composition of water has also changed, sodium has also changed. and we are observing that formation of NaOH. And the property of sodium metal towards water, we call it as what? Its chemical property, one of the chemical property. Okay, and there what we can see is, if you want to observe that how it is going to react with water, then you will be losing its chemical composition or chemical identity, we call it. It is present as a sodium metal earlier, now it is present as a sodium hydroxide. Okay, it is completely different compound we get. So such properties we call it as what? Chemical properties. I hope you have understood what do you mean by physical properties and what do you mean by chemical properties. In the next video, we will discuss measurement of some physical quantities, okay, in detail. Thank you for watching.